What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home's Electro. I don't do movie figures often. You all probably know that by now, but I do love Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home was... I will never have an experience like that again in the theaters. This is just... It was so fun. Looking in hindsight, it's really stupid and convoluted, but I don't care. It's still such a fun movie, and if you have fun at the movies, what more can you ask for? If you're not having fun, then why are you doing it? But this guy I actually think looks pretty good. I definitely do have thoughts about him, and there's definitely something... I did pull him out already and kind of play with them a little bit. I do have some thoughts, so we'll go ahead and jump into it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do just that and take him out of the box. So taking Electro out of the packaging here, there's some things I really like about this figure, and then things that really piss me off. For starters, I guess we can start on a... Let's start on a high note here. I really, really like the electrical effect that they put on his face. I like that they whited out his eyes. I think that's fun. I really like all the sculpted detail. There is a good amount of paint on this guy with all the yellows, blacks, silvers. Get a little bit of gold here that you don't see anywhere else. Of course, you know, it's Hasbro, so the detail's not really carried onto the back, but like these like canisters along the belt, whatever they are, I like that. Looks good. Not a big fan of this silver. I kind of wish that they used like the silver paint on these kinds of parts here. And you can kind of see one problem that I definitely have with this figure, and we'll talk about that. Yeah, see, that's annoying. But yeah, I think it looks good. I like that they did a fade on his hair. I like the boots, the Tims. I like it. I think from afar, he looks pretty good for what he's supposed to be. I mean, you even get some paint apps on the hair or something on the hands. I think that's pretty good. But my big problem with this figure is that everything pegs out. Everything. All these little parts on the sides, all the tubing, these don't stay in for anything. This thing on the chest falls out all the time. So I'm going to be dabbing this with a lot of glue. Will that limit articulation? Probably in certain spots, and we'll talk about that because I actually did break it somewhere. Not a huge deal. I'm not too worried about it at all. But I just don't know why they designed it like that. Like if these parts should have been stretchy at least a little bit, and they're not at all. Not even a little bit. So that definitely limits posing and, you know, functionality. I mean, like, this is just annoying. This one won't stay in for shit. You look at this one the wrong way and it falls out again. Like, why? It's so stupid. So I don't know if I like that these are uneven. I think it's probably accurate. So yeah, that's just my opinion. I'm not a big fan of that. Now, in terms of accessories, this is also where I feel like we're lacking here. We get a pair of open hands, which is nice. Obviously, he has the fist hands. I kind of wish they both looked like this one. I don't like that they're like slightly different sculpts. And then we get the electrical effects. And these are nice. These are new, at least for me. I haven't played with these yet. I think they came with the female Electro, which is, I'm going to bring me to my point. Why is this figure $40 when a $25 figure is getting them as well? Because I think that Electro, the female one's completely overpriced too, but it's a little better than this one. Like even $30 I can maybe see for this, but $35, $40, that's just too much. It's too much because that's all the accessories you get. I heard a lot of people complaining about the alternate head and the lack thereof, that there isn't just a regular Jamie Foxx head. And I can agree to that. I personally would have this on there anyway, so that doesn't bother me too much, except for the fact that we're paying a price that is, if it's there. Does that make sense? Like, it should be there for the price we're paying. If you threw in the alternate head and maybe some smaller electrical effects, I could see $40. I could see it. Because I understand that this is supposed to be $30, right? $35, actually. I know Target kind of charge a little bit more for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But I don't know. I just don't see $40. So these are cool. They don't really stay on his arms too well. You really got to like work them around to like get them in a reasonable pose. But I mean, it's not impossible. Check my pictures on Insta of what I did with them. But yeah, so I don't know. Definitely not worth $40 for these accessories. But my biggest issue with this guy is the articulation, because they did some really awesome things here, but then it's held back by some really dumb things. So he just has the hinge and swivel ball hinge at the head. I don't hate this as much as some people seem to do. I mean, sure, I would prefer some nice double ball pegs, peg down there, peg that up there, because it can be done. We see companies doing it all the time. So I definitely would prefer that, but it's not the end of the world. The arms will go up all the way. It almost kind of looks like they wanted to do like a butterfly, but then they didn't. They'll go down. He'll go forward, and obviously this is going to pop out immediately. So but it doesn't need to, because if it stayed pegged in, like, look, that's pegged in. That's pegged in. Why it comes out, I don't know. So I'm going to be gluing that down. That's annoying. You get a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that work very nicely, and then the wrist swivel and hinge. The diaphragm joint, this is the first time I've seen Hasbro do this. They have a double ball peg up here and a ball peg at the waist. I mean, it doesn't work great because of his design, but that's actually pretty decent. Like, it's almost like a McFarlane figure, but this side pops out all the time. The other side doesn't. But that, oh, yes, it does. Look at that. Would you look at that? I mean, they're not broken. They're not broken, but I mean, this is nice, Hasbro. Let's do this more. I really like that. They'll be getting glued in as well. So the abdominal section and the arms already have parts that pop out. The hips, and then it'll rotate at the bottom and the top too. I should have mentioned that. And then the hips are pretty good. They'll go forward. Everything's good there. These ones I already did glue in just to show that it wouldn't change the articulation. The only thing that gets limited is the thigh swivel. But, I mean, that's still more than a McFarlane figure. You know, because realistically, you're not going to be swiveling it more than that. And then you have the double jointed knees. But you can only do them to about here before this feels like it starts to break. Which is fine, but it can go more because I broke this one not realizing that. I think this one was a little bit more taut than this side, though. Because that's what it's supposed to get. It's not a big difference at all. Just be aware of that. But like I said, I think this one was a little bit more taut than this side. And this broke before I glued this. I mean, I'm probably going to put a little dab of glue on there too, just to fix that. And then only use the top. I mean, like, it's frustrating, but I don't need him crouching down or anything like that. So, whatever. No rotation at the boot. I would have liked that. But the ankles go down, they'll go up, and they'll pivot. So, he's not terrible. But see, like, it's just like, it's so annoying. It just really takes, I don't like finicky things. I don't like when figures kind of like ruin their own fun factor by having little parts and pieces that pop out, and I don't know. So it's not bad at all, but definitely too expensive, and all the parts falling out limit fun factor a lot with this guy. Here he is next to the NECA Toys King Kong, along with the Jazzwares Fortnite Series 6-inch Peely. Here he is next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men Series Darwin, along with the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Returns Batman. And finally, here he is next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends What If Series Zombie Captain America. So, some of you might be wondering, yo, Ant, what are your final thoughts on this figure? And I gotta say, he's like halfway to being great. Like, there's so much potential here, and I've really loved this. See, like, these just don't stay on well. I don't know. I mean, like, I didn't really, like, try right now, because I have something else I need to record, and I gotta go somewhere. But, he's, like, halfway to being great. And this line has been great. Like, Doc Ock and Green Goblin were both in my top 10s the respective years that they came out. Which Green Goblin was 2 years ago already. Jesus Christ. But I loved them. And I'm really happy that they're finally finishing, like, all the villains from this movie. I mean, Lizard does not look great, but, I mean, stay tuned for a review of him. I definitely will get him to finish the trio, or the sextuplet. Is there 6 of them? I guess so. Doc Ock, Goblin, Lizard, Electro, Sandman. I guess there's only 5. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here, but they look good. It's fine. I don't know. I just think that it's not very fun and it's way too expensive. So with that being said, at a price point of $35 to $40, depending on where you get them, I can't give them more than a 6 out of 10. It's not a bad figure, but it's just too pricey for what you're getting compared to what other companies are doing. I don't want the licensing excuse. That's fucking stupid. But it's not terrible. So with that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. If you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd. I post a lot on all those apps, and I have a great time, so I'm sure you will too. But as always, let me know. You copping? See you guys in the next one. Peace.
What goes on, guys? I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.